हमारे बीच में तेलंगाना राज्य के डिप्टी चीफ मिनिस्टर मालू भाटी विक्रमा जी और एआईसीसी के सीनियर लीडर कांग्रेस वर्किंग कमेटी के मेंबर के राजू जी, जो खुद भी एक आईएएस ऑफिसर रहे हैं 1981 बैच के, वो आज वाई पूरन कुमार जी के परिवार के साथ संतावना व्यक्त करने के लिए आए थे, उनकी बात सुनने के लिए आए थे और आपके सामने अपनी बात रखेंगे। पहले विक्रम भाटी मालू जी, जो डिप्टी चीफ मिनिस्टर हैं तेलंगाना।
Friends, it's so sad that we have come from Telangana to console the family members of Sri Puran Kumarji, who is a senior IPS officer serving in the state of Haryana, coming from Telangana state. Sri Puran Kumarji, who is an additional DG rank officer, who served as in the Department of Law also, which is a very, very important and prestigious wing of the country. And also the President Medal Award winner, committed a suicide on 7th October, given his life, is something very alarming and very cautioning to the entire country what is happening in this. Shri Puran Kumarji, while giving his life, is given a dying declaration also, in which he has mentioned particularly two officers' names, where they have humiliated him, insulted him, and they are the main root cause for his suicide. As per the law of the land, the law of this country, generally basing on this suicide note or the dying declaration, is taken into serious consideration and the government acts immediately on the dying declaration. But unfortunately, even after so many days, the Haryana government is not acting as per the law, and unfortunately, even the dead body is lying like that for 7 days without a post-mortem. The two young daughters and the old mother are not able to see the dead body. It's so pathetic and inhuman. I, seriously demand the government of Haryana and the police of the Chandigarh to take an action immediately against these two officers who are seriously responsible for his suicide. And DGP Mr. Kapoor and SP Mr. Narendra. And Mr. Kapoor is known for a long time in the state, he is known for his anti-Dalits and anti-weaker sections.
You have spoken to the family.
And the government, knowing the fact, made him the DGP and making him to torture the officers who are belonging to the weaker sections and finally making them to die. Brothers, please understand, any person, any individual, even after crossing 100 years also, he'll try to live. Even on the deathbed also, he'll try to beg the doctors, please save our life. I want to live. For an officer like additional DG rank officer, IPS officer, who won the President medals, will try to live with a pride on the land of. And imagine that kind of an officer with so much of achievements are decided finally, I'm sorry, I cannot live on this land and I have to die. Can you imagine the plight, what he has undergone? And people, the government and the humanists particularly should understand and stand for the family as to at least, his last dying declaration demand has to be taken care. I know these things are taking place repeatedly for 7 days. The entire state of the humanists, I mean, asking and demanding the government to take action against the concerned two officers who are responsible for his death, his suicide, but still they are not responding. The Chandigarh police was supposed to, arrest the people immediately after the seeing the note, the dying declaration, which they have not done. The Haryana government is supposed to suspend them and take an action and by arresting them, which they have not done. Both Haryana government and the Chandigarh, which is directly under the control of the government of India, are both belonging to the BJP government. I am not only requesting, I am also demanding, as a human being, this is the basic responsibility of any chief minister or the prime minister or the home minister of this country, to protect the constitution and the law. If it cannot be done the justice to the highest, person who is serving in this country at the highest level himself is not able to get the justice, you can understand the common man's life in this country. My, state, my chief minister, Sri Revant Reddy garu, is so particular, and he called, spoke to his mother, his wife, and he has sent me immediately an officer coming from Hyderabad who has done his IIM. He did his engineering in Osmania, coveted university like Osmania University engineering, and then IIM. A bright student got into civil services and serving Haryana state, has committed suicide. It is so unfortunate. It is a shame for every human being whoever is thinking about it.
The
My, my
protests are happening over there across the state. Is Congress going to intensify those protests? And you have spoken to the family. Are they still on the same thing that after the arrest, the postmortem is going to happen?
See, it is not the question of the Congress party, or it is not the question of somebody else. It is the question of the civil rights and human rights of this country. And everyone is having a right to live on this country, on this earth. Living right you cannot deny. Of course, definitely the Congress party will not tolerate these kinds of things. We will take it up. And also at the same time, we demand the governments, both state and central government, to take action immediately by arresting the DGP and the SP officer who are all named in that suicide note. At least this is the minimum responsibility of the government. And also at the same time, they have to give the protection to the family of Puran Kumar, his wife and two young daughters, and his old widowed mother. Thank you.
The question before Haryana government and the central government is only one question: whether they will follow constitution or not. There is a principle of equality, fundamental value of the constitution, equality before law. The very fact that the state government and the union territory is not taking action against the accused because they are at a particular position, that shows the state government has chosen and the central government has decided not to follow the constitution, which is very sad. The second issue is the morale of the educated Dalit youth across the country. They are asking this question: if this can happen to a decorated IPS officer who has left a suicide note, who has clearly named DGP and SP Rohtak as responsible for his suicide, why on earth the government and the central government are not arresting? In any other case, they would have immediately arrested the individuals whose names are there in the suicide note. Dalit educated youth, not in just Haryana, across the country, are asking this question. Dalit officers at all levels, they are raising this question. It is the responsibility of the state government and the central government to address the moral issue of the educated Dalit in this country. Third important issue is 7 days the body is lying. The family members have not even seen. What an inhumanity! What kind of government is this? Who hesitate to take action? As the Deputy CM Telangana said, the only action that needs to be taken, that is what everybody is demanding, not just the family of Puran Kapoor. Action against the DGP and the then SP Rohtak, immediate arrest and commencing the investigation. The officer has written the suicide note. It all must have happened in just 1 or 2 hours. Does it take 1 week for the state government to determine who has abetted the suicide? It is clearly a case of abetment of suicide. It's a case of discrimination, humiliation to a Dalit officer. It is a case that needs to be punished under Prevention of Atrocities Act, where very clearly there are provisions for taking immediate action. If the government chooses not to take action, then they are conveying a message to the Dalits that we don't care about your rights. We don't care about the law. We didn't care about the constitution. The Congress party will not allow this message to go. We will take every possible step to secure justice to the family. We talked to the family members. They are very clear. They want a dignified funeral to the departed officer. That is the minimum request they are making. Arrest the accused, do the postmortem, allow us to give a dignified funeral. Can't we give this bare minimum human right to the family? That is a question the government has to put itself. Thank you.